what's going on? It's Coach Luca here. I wanted to go over the Hatfield Bulgarian Split Squat, or as some people would call it, the safety squat bar supported Bulgarian Split Squat. Long name. Right, I'm not going to go with any crazy loads, but I wanted to go over the setup so you guys can have it down for when you choose to use it for, whether it's your maximal lift, your supported lifts, assistance work, whatever it may be. Okay, now with the bars coming out, like the thing is, not everybody has this squat stand, although it's certainly the best way to do these, because now my foot can hang across, so you don't have to worry about having a restriction. You know, if you have restriction, tight ankles, dorsiflexion, when you put it up on the bench, and actually I'll show you guys here, right? A lot of times, if you're going on the bench, foot goes here. If you have tight calves and Achilles, you might have some issues as you go down. It might spaz out on you, and it's definitely very difficult doing it here, because if you got tight hip flexors, right, you're gonna get tight. You're gonna have to extend. Here, the foot goes over, and that doesn't really become a big issue. So that's just something that's definitely a better option for this. And then the handlebars, there's two ways to do this, because some people will grab onto the actual kind of supports for the bar, but I like the levers coming out, and I'll explain why. And before I even get under the bar, I wanted to show you guys in body weight a little bit of different variations you can do. Neither is right or wrong. Some of it comes down to anatomy, lengths of femurs, what feels best, finding what feels best. So you can do that a more upright option here, where I have like a vertical shin, okay, and I load, keep that support here, and drive straight up to that heel, right? Nothing wrong with that, okay? You're gonna feel, like I said, the glute, the quad, the whole shebang. Now, my preference, just to get more tension, also carries over better to performance, I feel, is to have a little bit of a positive shin angle. So now I'm gonna get a little bit of a lean, right, and get more load on that front leg. So essentially what I want, I should be able to feel like I can lift this leg up off the floor. And sometimes I like to do that just to go, okay, cool, I have tension on this front leg. Right? I don't want to push through that back leg into the pad. So now I got a little bit of a lean. I'm going to sit down into my glute. My knee's going to fall forward. And you can see this positive shin angle here, right? Think, you know, sprint position. I'm driving forward. I'm sitting, I feel a bigger stretch on my glute, and then I'm driving out of that, okay? At the top, I don't want to necessarily lock out my knee. I want to keep a soft knee. A lot of times you lock the knee out. Sometimes you can hyperextend. You can go into extension of your low back, right? So I'm going to do it now with the bar. Like I said, not going to break any records here. Set up good. Once you go below the bar, pelvis under your rib cage, big brace, lift off, especially when it's a heavier load, okay? We're going to get back to this position. And you can see that my hands at the top, I still have some support, but they're not bent, right? At the top, I can really, really carry that load. From here, watch, I'm getting that little bit of a lean, driving up. Now, if this was a heavier load, right, I could actually push off if I needed to, but I'm feeling, right, that front leg doing the work. Soft knee at the top. Right, I'll give you guys the other variation. So now we got vertical shin. I'm a little bit more upright, still keeping that brace, going more straight up and down. Really trying to keep that load on the front. So notice the height, this is important. Notice the height of the handles here. So when I come to the top, I got a bent elbow. If they were too low, now I'd lose complete contact. And if it's a pretty heavy load, now it becomes a stability issue. If they're too high, it also, what happens is when you're at the bottom position, now you're almost having to do a lat pull down. And if you have shoulder issues, for some people, that can kind of bang them up a little bit, and you can feel the tweaks. So there's your Hatfield Bulgarian Split Squat, and set it up, work your way up. Like I said, just like any new lift, at the beginning, it might feel a little funny and awkward, but with time, you can load this almost heavier than any single leg lift. Really work on strength gains, work on performance gains, work on hypertrophy, building muscle, and it's just a great variation. So try it out, test it out, use the tips. Let me know how it goes.